This is James S. This is my ELM Test Prep series, and this is my introduction to the series. This series was designed by me to meet the needs of students who are primarily non-math majors, non-math people. ELM PAT, Elementary Level Math Proficiency Acceptance Test, is currently being used by all of the CSUs and some other universities and colleges as the entry-level testing of your math skills. And they use your score on this test to determine what math courses they will put you in, whether they will have you take remedial math courses or whether you will be able to go on and take the course that you need for your specific degree. I'm not here to teach you math in terms of theory. There are lots of other places to go to learn the mathematics and the algebra. I'm here to teach you the logic of taking the test. I talk about various test-taking methods, things to look for, how to take them, how to quickly get through the exam, how to look at a particular question, evaluate your answers, and primarily I try and make this as lightly mathematical. Think of it as math light if you want. Less calories or whatever. It's not designed so much to teach you the math of the problems, but how to look at them logically and come up with an answer. If you need math instruction, there are any number of places to go to get that instruction. My series is trying to look at it as logically as possible, looking at the types of questions, how to make estimates, how to assess the question and determine if the answer is more easily found. Most times, if you know generally what it's asking, you can eliminate 2 to 3 of the answers. That now leaves you possibly only 2 answers to decide between. And if you're in a hurry, it's you have a higher probability of guessing right between 2 answers than you do with 5 answers. So one of the things I try and do in this is to make the question simple enough so you can find the answer, not so much the math behind it or the algebra behind it. Inevitably, I have to teach you have to talk some terminology and some processes. Mainly, I talk about the process. Now, there's certainly other people here that talk about specific questions, and they talk about how to walk through each question. My approach is a process approach. I have a particular type of question. What is the process that I want to use to quickly get through and make a good sound estimate on my answer? The faster you get through the easy problems, the more time you'll have to spend on the more complicated problems. Now, understand, no calculator. So, you're going to need to brush up on your basic multiplication, division kind of things. And I talk about that. I talk about some of the ways to get around possibly some of the more difficult numbers. I talk about what goes into the process of multiplying a couple numbers. And so as you go through this series, what you'll come away with is not so much the answer to a particular problem, so much as how do I do a particular problem? What is the first thing that I want to look for when I see a problem? if you're reading a long paragraph and the problem has a lot of words to it, one of the things I talk about is how to pull that information out. Either circle things or box things in or underline a terminology or something, so that those things, those facts come out of the problem and you can see where you're going. As you read through a problem and you're circling the information, you should almost be able to guess at what they're going to ask you before you get to the question. Now, ultimately, you want to get to the question. You need to know what they're asking, then go back and look at the information they gave you. Okay. You haven't got time to prepare. I'm so busy. I am working and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. If you don't prepare sufficient to pass this exam, it's going to cost you a lot of money and a lot of time. It could cost you your summer at several $1,000s for taking a summer remedial course. Believe me, you don't want to do that. You don't want to waste your summer doing this. You don't want to waste your first 2 terms taking remedial courses that you're going to pay for but not get any GPA out of it, and it's going to cost you time. So, prepare for the exam, pass the exam. I cannot overemphasize preparing for this exam. Really, do yourself a favor. Okay, I understand. A lot of students who struggle with getting through this ELM test are not math majors. They don't like math. Something about math that has turned them off. And so my approach is to try and get around that, to make it seem more logical, to make it more reasonable in terms of what's being said and how to arrive at an answer. Let's face it, there's no way to have a math-free life in this society. You're going to need at least some math to do almost anything. And if you think your degree field doesn't require math, you're probably wrong. So, good luck on this exam. Take some time, look through this series. If you know everything that's in this, skip around, take a look at several of the clips. I try not to go over 10 minutes on my various parts. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. And good luck on your exam. Hope to see you hope to see you not in the remedial course. Have fun. Good luck.